multi-year journey of premiumization. And in this journey of premiumization, and I've said this before, this is not just about launching flagship products, but for us, premiumization is a concept, it's a philosophy that permeates the entire value chain. From product, software and hardware, from the retail experience, to the consumer experience, to the after-sales experience, to the customer support experience, and much, much more. And we want to ensure that we deliver to that notion of total experience enhancement in this journey of premiumization, and this would be something that we would traverse over the next few years. And forging towards this future, we actually bring together a dream team. Giants in their respective fields, pioneers, game changers, known for cutting-edge innovation and pushing the boundaries of possible. Xiaomi, Leica, and Qualcomm. We are incredibly proud to share this opportunity today with some big giants in the entire industry. And to get things started, it is my privilege to call upon stage Kai Platke from Leica.
Thank you. First of all, congratulations to the 10th anniversary of Xiaomi and the successful story here in India. My name is Kai Platke, and I'm responsible at Leica for the mobile strategy. And my pleasure to be here and daily on stage and talking about our great cooperation with Xiaomi. Leica Camera is an international premium manufacturer of products, optical devices with outstanding image quality, like cameras, binoculars, projectors, etc. A legendary reputation in Leica brands based on a long traditional and excellent quality of German mancraft, iconic industry design, and our innovative technologies. In nearly 100 years of our company history, Leica has reinvented the world of photography and continues to shape these today. Our credo is to combine traditional and innovation to our history, closely linked to the innovation to the compact cameras. The optical performance and therefore the lenses, it's our key of the differentiation. The name Leica stands for its own ecosystem products. We are proud to base technology company with a clear focus on optical excellence. The results of our strategy is a record finance year last year, making Leica one of the most renowned and successful camera manufacturers of the world. It is this passion and experience for optics we bring to our cooperation with Xiaomi. In doing so, we always have one thing in mind, and this is the essential. We call it in Germany das Wesentliche. The strategy cooperation with Xiaomi begins 3 years ago. In 2021, and since then, we have excited ideas regarding new technology, products in our location in Wetzlar or by Xiaomi in Beijing. When we first met, we realized that Xiaomi and Leica share the same passion for photography. And we are working together groundbreaking innovation in high-quality cameras and camera systems. Our shared belief is light is the original imaging and optics for the core component of the mobile imaging. The perfect interaction of camera components and the software is the base of our outstanding image quality. In our view, the next steps of innovation is miniaturization. They require high-quality lenses, modern sensors, intelligent image processing. We are continuing this drive forward in our cooperation with Xiaomi. The first proof of this was the first-inch sensor camera with the 12S Ultra in 2022. And today we're adding another, the Xiaomi 14 we will see shortly. In a short time of only 2.5 years, we have successfully developed 13 products co-engineered with Leica. This achieves through constructive dialogues of all levels. This means our project teams continuously working together in development and engineers from Leica and working with Xiaomi in Beijing, in Shenzhen, and in Germany, in Wetzlar. Our core concept of Leica optics is proven to be one of the reasons for success of the co-engineered products. In order to future deepen our cooperation, we have announced a foundation of a joint optical institute in Barcelona on MWC for several days. Discussions have already started last year in June, and our goal is to future deepen our cooperation in a new area of pre-development and searching for closer personal cooperation. At the Xiaomi Leica Optical Institute, Leica and Xiaomi expert, as well members of university, work and research together on optics, mechanics, electronics, algorithms, and tuning, for example. The institute will enable a development of new quality standards for image quality and optical image performance in smartphone photography. We are extremely excited to work with Xiaomi on this new venture and future deepen our cooperation with Xiaomi. Leica's clear vision is to offer everyone outstanding image quality and the best possible user experience in every devices, smartphones and cameras. And ultimately, to enable people to capture unforgettable moments and they share it with the world. Thank you for having here and enjoy the rest of the presentation. And I give my hands up to the Xiaomi team.
Thank you. Thanks, Kai. All right. Oh, we've got people here. So Murli spoke about this entire foundation of innovation. I want to talk about how all of this innovation now is going to come together. Xiaomi's entire journey has been on innovation. We just heard what Leica is all about, and we all know the innovation that Qualcomm has brought to the phone industry. With the Xiaomi 14, we are looking at combining all of this to create one perfect device, a device that really pushes boundaries to a next level. But before we do that, just pushing boundaries without the right balance does not really help. So the Xiaomi 14 actually tends to look at that perfect balance, that balance between design, camera, and performance, something that we've not seen before. But once we've done this, and once we've achieved this perfect balance, what we are also looking at today is talk about the 14 series. So when we look at the 14 series, are you guys getting this? There's one more device. There's one more phone in the 14 series. I don't know if you guys are getting it, but we are definitely getting it. Let's take a look. Yes, for the first time ever, we've got a Leica-powered Ultra coming to India. Excited? Nice. But before I talk more about the Ultra, let me get back into the perfect device that's going to make you see smartphones in an all-new light. Let me talk about the Xiaomi 14. Now, the Xiaomi 14 actually reimagines a lot of things like I was talking about. It reimagines the overall smartphone design. Now, the smartphone design is more than just how it looks. What we are looking at is, does it pass the pickup test? I'll talk about the pickup test a little later, but our objective with the Xiaomi 14 was, can it make you smile every single time you are holding a Xiaomi 14 in your hand? And we've taken a lot of clear steps to ensure that that happens. We have looked at an all-new design. Let's play a clip on this. And this design philosophy actually starts with taking some very, very bold choices. We had to take some calls, make some big decisions, and for the first one that ensures that this gets your perfect fit actually started with the size. So today, the smartphone industry is actually split into two. So on one side, you've got small phones. Now, these phones are incredible to carry, right? They're really easy to hold. You can put them anywhere, but then they come with a massive compromise. The battery life is a compromise. The screen, in a world today where we are all content first, it becomes a big drawback there. But to overcome that, we don't really have to go the extreme end. On the other side, you're looking at these massive phones that solve for battery life, but then you can't really carry them with you. They don't really fit into your palm too well either. So we were looking at that perfect size. This balance that we've got with the Xiaomi 14 is not easy to achieve. How we've done this is taken a large 6.36-inch display and fit that into the body or the width of a small phone. To achieve this, we have worked over the years to get you perhaps the smallest bezels that you've ever seen on a phone, maximizing the entire screen area that you get. In a way, if I could put it, the best possible use of space that you've seen on a phone till date. And this display, which stretches from edge to edge, also ensures that while you're getting the best possible viewing experience, but with the width, you're getting that amazing hand feel. It is very easy to hold, it fits perfectly into your hand, but you have to also enhance the design. So from an aesthetics perspective, we've got the all-new Clou de Paris design process. So this is a hobnail pattern that you see around the camera. Now this hobnail pattern that you see obviously talks about the timeless sense of exquisite watchmaking. So we've taken inspiration from there and brought that into this device. But it doesn't stop here. You also have to get the best materials possible. So it goes beyond that, and you've got an all-new anti-glare process that is treated to, minimizes your glare, obviously, but also your fingerprints. So it's really good to hold, but the frame is again reinforced. So the all-new aluminum frame has an additional process which makes it stronger and, as you can see, quite shiny. We are going to launch the Xiaomi 14 in 3 colors. The first color, which I think all of us who've used the phone love, is the jade green. Now, the jade green obviously looks fantastic, and you can also see the incredible camera pattern around that. But we've also got 2 more colors that you can get the Xiaomi 14 in. You've got the matte black and the classic white. So this is the design, and I briefly touched upon the other aspect of the design, which was the display itself, how it went from edge to edge. Now, while it's a great display, but it's also a very immersive display. We had to really kind of push the boundaries on this one to get the display all the way up to a massive 3000 nits peak brightness. This is far brighter than our previous generation flagship in India, which was the Xiaomi 13 Pro at 1900. But not just a bright display, it's a brilliant display as well. Capable of showing more than 68 billion colors. It's a 12-bit display that we've put in here. It is on the latest LTPO technology, and of course, has support for Dolby Vision as well. Now, when you look at a super bright display that's capable of doing all of this, you would probably think that it's going to take up a lot of battery life. Well, that's not really true in this case, because it's also 17% more efficient than our previous generation. And this is just a part of what this awesome display is all about. There are a whole lot of things that you can see here in a summary way of what this display that you get on the Xiaomi 14 is capable of. But I know you guys are really interested in one aspect of the Xiaomi 14 more than anything else, and that's right in the middle. It says Xiaomi 14 co-engineered with Leica. Now, these Leica cameras obviously are legendary, and we've already seen this with our first ever Leica phone that we launched last year, which is the Xiaomi 13 Pro. And to talk about how we are taking this into next generation optics, I want to call upon Sandeep.
Thank you, Anuj. As most of you here attending this event would probably recognize, the Xiaomi 13 Pro truly pushed the boundaries, or rather shattered the boundaries in terms of what you would expect from a camera phone. And with the Xiaomi 14, we had to go back to the drawing board and see how else we can improve on an already incredible camera experience. Now, there was one fundamental thing that we understood, especially after we started working together with Leica, and that was the fact that optics perhaps plays the biggest role on any camera phone out there. Most other brands tend to focus on the sensor, both in terms of size or the resolution, but there is a saying in photography which says that your camera output is as good as the weakest input. And by that, what I mean is that if your input, that is the source or the light itself, because photography is all about capturing the light, if that is not good, then your output is definitely going to be worse off. With the Xiaomi 14, like Anuj mentioned, we are ensuring that the output is absolutely incredible because we have got the basics right. Now, I'll show you a bunch of images from the Xiaomi 14 itself, and do pay attention to the screens on your sides because they show a much better representation of the quality that you can get. Anytime, anywhere, flawless, absolutely stellar looking images is what the Xiaomi 14 can capture. One of the reasons for this is the fact that we are going from a Summicron lens to a Leica Summilux lens. This is a huge step up and is the first smartphone in India to feature this technology. What this means is that the light that's being captured is so pure that the output looks absolutely amazing and as good as any other professional camera out there. Now, with over 150 years of experience in optics, Leica is the perfect partner for optics, but we also wanted to make sure that at the next step, which is the sensor itself, we also had done the right things to ensure that you have great quality. And that's why we have a new custom Light Fusion 900 sensor on the Xiaomi 14. Now, this comes with a huge set of improvements that ensure that each and every photo that you capture is absolutely mind-blowing. This is mated to a 23mm focal length lens. It gives you unparalleled dynamic range of 13.5 EV and is also optically stabilized on a f1.6 lens. This is super bright, allowing you to capture as much light as possible in any given situation. To go along with that, you have a beautiful telephoto lens at 75mm, which is also optically stabilized, and again, a really bright f2 aperture. This also creates incredible looking photos, as I shall soon demonstrate. In case you want to capture a more dramatic field of view, go wider. You also have the 14mm ultra-wide angle camera, again mated to a very bright f2.2 lens. But perhaps, like I mentioned earlier, one of the biggest breakthroughs that we have had with the Xiaomi 14 is the ability to have single frame HDR. This is an absolute game changer. Compared to conventional methods of stacking to achieve better dynamic range, which allows, or rather has a drawback of having motion blur, especially when your subjects or objects are not stationary, as I am moving right now, this one does not come with that drawback. You get perfectly frozen still objects and subjects, ensuring that you have great dynamic range as well as being able to capture that motion in a frozen environment. Now, we always love to benchmark ourselves and see where we stand. And last year with the 13 Pro, you guys also did that and did attest saying that this was the best camera phone out there. But we thought, okay, it's been a while. Let's take a look at compared to others out there. And here's a comparison between us as well as another smartphone that many people consider to be quite good. So what you'll notice immediately is that the colors are more true to life. Even with that single frame HDR, we're able to extract more details, better looking colors, and having an overall more immersive and impressive looking image compared to the competitor out there. But that's not really fair, is it? We've been saying that the 13 Pro is the absolute best, so we should be comparing the 14 to the 13 Pro. So here's a quick look at how it stacks compared to a 13 Pro, which is already a very, very high benchmark to beat. And the Xiaomi 14 takes it to the next level. Moving back to the telephoto camera, last year you would have seen this. We have a floating telephoto lens that we co-engineered with Leica. This is something that's unique to Xiaomi. It has two groups of lenses that move back and forth, 3P plus 3P, allowing you to basically get up close and personal with your subject or object for those incredible macros as well as wonderful looking portraits. So here's a quick demo at how that actually happens. Quite simple, easy to use. At the end, we focus on giving you absolutely wonderful looking images regardless of where you're standing with respect to your subject. But if you actually look at the kind of output this is capable of achieving, you would be truly mind blown. Take a look at these incredible macros captured on the Xiaomi 14. I love these especially because they go really well with the jade green color that we have on the Xiaomi 14. Now, the 13 Pro was also the best portrait camera phone on the market. The 14 takes that also to the next level. So here's a shot that we did with the full body mode. This is Manish from our team, who does both photography behind the lens and in front of the lens as a model as well. You get incredible dynamic range even there thanks to the single frame HDR. You get a wonderful 35mm documentary mode as well. You get a 50mm swirly bokeh, 75mm portrait mode, and you also have a 90mm portrait mode. Overall, regardless of which focal length you're going for, you're getting incredible looking output. Now, while imagery is something that we have been focusing on and we have improved by a significant margin over the past couple of years, we also have a relentless pursuit in terms of improving videography. So that's why this comes with pro videography capabilities that are good not just for your enthusiasts, but in fact for professionals who want to tell great stories with their camera phones. This comes with an all-new movie mode. The Xiaomi 14 captures a beautiful cinematic aspect ratio of 2.39:1. It has that rack focusing ability, which knows which subject to focus on and when, and is also giving you that creamy bokeh. And this takes incredible videos like it was shot on a film in Hollywood. And for the first time on an Android device, we also have the ability to shoot, that is create, edit, and view content in Dolby Vision because the display is supported, the camera is supported. And you have 4K 60 FPS stabilized video on all the cameras at the back as well as the front, and the ability to capture 8K videos and even shoot 10-bit log. So that was the Xiaomi 14. You guys really need to try this out in the experience zone. This literally takes photography to the next level. The 13 Pro was amazing, but this is truly industry changing. With that, I hand it over to Gautam to take you through the rest of the amazing Xiaomi 14.
Thank you, Sandeep. A very good evening to everyone. Now, a lot of media KOLs, social influencers, and people at Xiaomi have been using the Xiaomi 14, and I personally love every picture that I click. The wider aperture, the large sensor, great optics, let you see those tiny details and the entire frame in a whole new light. True to the claim that we make for the Xiaomi 14. Now let's talk about the experience. Now for most of the people, experience basically means great hardware, but the great hardware needs to be matched with great software, and that's what Xiaomi 14 does. Now the rule of the industry is make the non-ultra look bad so the ultra looks really good, but that's not the case with Xiaomi 14 series. Both the devices in the Xiaomi 14 series are powered by Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, 4 nanometer mobile platform. This is based on TSMC process, so you expect great performance as well as great efficiency. In terms of performance, you get more than 30% bump in not just CPU performance, but also GPU performance. And in terms of efficiency, it actually consumes 34% lesser power compared to Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. Now, Xiaomi 14 is the world's first smartphone with Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, and one of the only few smartphones out there that has Wi-Fi 7 support, making it both future-proof and lets you access speeds up to 46 gigabits per second. In terms of other connectivity features, you also get USB 3.2 Gen 1, so that you can have high transfer rate when you want to transfer those images and videos to an SSD, or when you have clicked that perfect video, you can connect it with an HDMI cable and watch it on the big screen. You also get Bluetooth 5.4 and NFC tap and pay. Now to keep things running smoothly, you have Xiaomi's in-house technology, Xiaomi Ice Loop Cool technology that moves the cooling material inside a loop, giving you 3x the cooling effect of the traditional VC cooling. To give every customer of Xiaomi 14 a consistent experience, it comes with 12 GB of LPDDR5X RAM and 512 GB of super-fast UFS 4.0 storage. Now, there are pros out there that start from 128 GB, but we know that once you start clicking photos and making those videos, you need that storage. For enhanced durability, you get IP68 rating against dust and water ingression, and also the display is protected by Corning's Gorilla Glass Victus for enhanced resistance to scratches and drops. When you talk about battery, for most of the people, battery capacity is a good sign of what the battery life is going to be like, but if you have seen in the industry, two phones with same battery capacity might give you different results. Now, this is due to battery optimization, software optimization, and of course, the processor that you're using. At Xiaomi, we use this term DOU, or days of usage, which basically is an average of how a consumer uses their device. Watching videos, playing games, both casual and hardcore gaming, talking to your loved ones, using WhatsApp, and so on and so forth. Xiaomi 14 not only delivers an entire day of battery, it actually goes beyond and gives you 1.3 days of usage, which is actually more than Xiaomi 13 Pro, which is already known for great battery life. And when you do run out of charge, you can go from 0 to 50% in just 9 minutes thanks to 90-watt Xiaomi Hypercharge technology. And you also get super fast 50-watt wireless turbocharge. Now that was the hardware. And the software that really backs it up is the Xiaomi HyperOS. And Xiaomi 14 is the best way to experience it. You get the entire suite of things like smaller file size, smoother animation, all-new control center, and the beautiful, beautiful personalized lock screen. You can click any portrait image and truly make Xiaomi 14 your own. So that's the software. To summarize this product and to talk about the next one, let me call back Anuj. Thank you.
Thanks, Gautam. So if I could probably put it in a way, right? I think Xiaomi 14 The only non-pro thing about the Xiaomi 14 is actually its name. Everything else, it exceeds all the pro phones that are out there. And it has to be, because nobody's taken such bold decisions, bold steps, like what you see on the Xiaomi 14. But I'll summarize this for you. You've got the new best camera phone in the market. You've got a Leica 50 MP triple camera system, and as Sandeep showed, it is capable of taking really, really good pictures. You also have the master lens system for amazing portraits, but from a display perspective, again, it goes up significantly. A bright 3000 mAh, 3000 nits display, and a LTPO AMOLED. Now, that doesn't stop there, right? You've also got the latest and greatest, the most powerful chip that's there in the market today, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. So, again, not a pro in the name, but from a performance perspective, it probably beats a few other Ultras. From a charging perspective, it's a 90-watt hypercharge and one of the fastest wireless chargers, giving you more than a day of usage from all our usage, right? So this DAU is calculated on an average Xiaomi fan, and as I can see, most of you guys don't leave your phones. But from a build quality, and which is also very interesting, it's of course IP68. It's of course is protected by Victus, and we have one of the thinnest bezels that you would have ever seen on a phone, all coming together to give you this perfect hand feel. But my request would be, don't take my word for it. Walk into any Xiaomi store, pick it up. I can guarantee once you pick up the Xiaomi 14, your perspective on smartphones will change forever. So that's the Xiaomi 14. But I just said it's the best camera system in the country. And unfortunately, we're going to make this the second best immediately. But before that, let's take a look at the summary of the Xiaomi 14. Thank you. And now, the 14 Ultra. Let's talk about the 14 Ultra. The 14 Ultra is the biggest leap that Xiaomi's ever taken. From a year-to-year perspective, there's nothing as bigger. But Xiaomi 14 Ultra is also going to be the new pinnacle of smartphone imagery. And to talk about that imaging, that ultra imaging, who better in this entire room than Sandeep?
Thank you, Anuj. So I'll begin the showcase of the pinnacle of smartphone imagery by again showcasing the true potential of the 14 Ultra. So again, look towards your sides. You'll see just how good the images are from the 14 Ultra. Absolutely incredible, anytime, anywhere. And this is not just an enthusiast smartphone. This is something that every professional photographer out there will want to to get in his or her hands in order to take the best output possible. This is, of course, made possible because we have pushed the boundaries in terms of what you expect from camera hardware on smartphones. This comes with a primary 50 megapixel Leica 900 1-inch sensor. This also has 3 other 50 megapixel IMX858 sensors, ensuring that regardless of what focal length you choose, you get incredible output. Now, when we were actually thinking of how else to push the boundaries when it came to smartphone photography, we knew we had done the basics right. But what else is missing? What is that key essential ingredient that separates an enthusiast phone from a professional camera phone? And that was a variable aperture. The Xiaomi 14 Ultra comes with a step-less variable aperture that ensures that you can tell your story the way you want to tell it. It starts off with a very bright f1.63 aperture. You can stop it down to f2. You can go to f2.8 or all the way down to f4. And in fact, in the Pro mode, you have stepless variable aperture in between these in different levels, very, very minute and precise. Now, if you look at these scenarios, it explains how you can creatively use this to tell your stories better. We all love to get the creamy bokeh shots, right? With a large sensor and such incredibly wide aperture, you can get such shallow depth of field. But if you want to get the starburst effect, you stop down to an f2. And if you want more depth of field, you go to an f2.8. But if you're doing a group shot, or if you're doing landscapes, you want as much as detail and depth of field as possible. And that's when you go down all the way to f4. And the difference is super tangible. I would advise all of you guys to try it out in the experience zone right after this. Now, while we have 4 different cameras, we're actually giving 6 different focal lengths on this. So you're going all the way from a 12 millimeters in terms of the ultra-wide, super dramatic field of view to a 240 millimeters in terms of the other end of the zoom range. And the benefit on the 14 Ultra is the fact that regardless of what focal length you're shooting on, you will get the same consistent, incredible output. So you can see the consistency in color science, in terms of the white balance, in terms of detail across the board. And just look at these 2 shots on your side screens. You'll see what I'm talking about. In spite of making it so big, you're still getting impeccable detail. It is absolutely wonderful. And once you try it, I'm sure you would attest that there's no better smartphone out there. Again, going back to professional imaging, we at Xiaomi are really passionate about photography, and we also want to create tools that we ourselves love using. And that's why there's a feature that we have added called Fast Shot. This heroes hyperfocal photography. What I mean by this is the fact that you can preset the focusing distance, how far your subject is from the frame. You can preset the focal length. You can choose the aperture. And all you need to do once you've set that, even if your phone is locked, is double press the volume button, launches the camera, takes a photo in 0.7 seconds. Means your phone is never going to miss a beat unless you do. It's ready to be capturing photos anytime you are ready. Now, the Xiaomi 14 already has elevated portraits to the next level. Well, 14 Ultra, again, takes it a step further with our master portrait mode. Take a look at this incredible photo. The color depth it captures, the skin tonality that it's able to do is something that you would only see, generally, I would say, in medium format cameras. In fact, this is comprised of 3 different components. First, you have your color depth. There's more richer color texture. You have spatial depth as well. And, of course, you have a light and shadow play happening. Incredible looking photos, and these are all straight out of the camera. Now, the portrait mode also comes with its own set of different focal lengths, because portraits are typically captured maybe in a 23 millimeter focal length, or in a 35 millimeter focal length, or a 50, a 75, or a 90. Regardless of which focal length you're choosing, you're getting incredible images. And I'm sure once you guys use this, you wouldn't want any other smartphone to capture moments with your friends and family. Now, this is made possible thanks to Xiaomi AISP. This is a proprietary AI LM module. And what this basically does is have the capability to have up to 60 tera operations per second. That's incredible computing in the palm of your hands. And this is aided, of course, thanks to our Xiaomi HyperOS, as well as a very capable SoC, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, and the ISP that it comes with. Now, this is capable of capturing 16 bits of raw data with up to 16 EV in terms of the overall dynamic range. But we have also ensured that this plays more practical benefit in terms of some other features that we have captured together as Fusion Capture. These are AI tools that will help improve the photography game even further with the already powerful hardware that the 14 Ultra comes with. So let's start by talking about the Ultra Zoom AI. This is a beta feature. It basically kicks in post 30x, which is where you would need some sort of AI intervention to take the quality to the next level. Here's a quick video showcasing how it works. And post the AI doing its thing, you'll see that the quality is way better than what it would have been otherwise. So great hardware, great software to the power of AI gives you incredible output. You also have, thank you. You also have Ultra RAW. Now, this is especially useful for all photographers out there, as most of our Xiaomi fans are. Most of our friends in the media also love capturing raw photos. The amount of detail that the Xiaomi 14 Ultra captures is truly unparalleled. So if you look at this Ultra photo that was taken, Ultra RAW photo, 16 bit of color depth and up to 16 EV of HDR, that is dynamic range. So take a look at the before as well as after. And these two screens showcase just how much is there. You have so much room to play with in post-processing that you can truly tell the story the way you like it. We also have partnered with Adobe to get profiles for the 14 Ultra on both Photoshop as well as Lightroom, which makes the whole process more enjoyable and easier in terms of a workflow. We also have Ultra HDR, which ensures the dynamic range is taken a step further with the help of AI. Now, while we loved using this device, we also wanted to see how the 14 series performed in the hands of a true professional. That's why we gave the 14 series to someone I admire a lot, someone who I look up to in terms of photography. His name is Alan Shallow. He basically took out both these amazing phones and showcased the true potential of what they can achieve. Here's a quick video showcasing his fun day out with the 14 series.
Being adaptable is a key strength for a photographer. I photograph using available light and the environments around me, whether I'm capturing street photographs, portraits, geometric work, or a mixture of all three throughout a day. My name is Alan Schaller, and I'm a black and white photographer and ambassador for Leica cameras, and I've had the pleasure of working with Xiaomi for the past few years. We're here in my home city of London, combined with the architecture and it being home to people from so many different cultures from around the world, makes it one of the best places on earth to photograph life.
So this is exactly the kind of location I like to shoot. If I shoot in this direction, the sun is going to give me a very strong silhouette. I envisage using the ultra-wide lens and manually control the exposure compensation. It needs to go down to about -3, just to ensure that the sun hasn't blown out.
Many photographers, myself included, need various tools to achieve our visions. I like playing around with the perspective of my work, slowing down my shutter, using wide angles or punching in closer. The Xiaomi 14 series has been designed with photography as its core focus. Within it, you find a camera bag's worth of equipment with 4 sharp lenses going all the way from 12mm to 120mm at a swipe. The 4-stop aperture is something truly amazing to have on a phone.
Because it actually has physical aperture blades, you can get real sun stars, which is a nice little feature.
The fast shot mode is another game changer.
Coming from the Leica M, I often preset the lens distance on the lens physically so that I'm not scrambling for focus.
With this mode, I can choose a lens, set a focus distance.
If you position yourself in front of a really cool shot and then wait for the subject to come to you, it kind of takes the guesswork out of autofocus. You get instant shots.
And on all of the Xiaomi 14 series, you're going to find Summilux lenses, which allow great light gathering, floating lens technology, and also, one of the coolest things, these phones are waterproof, meaning you don't need to worry about the conditions of where you're shooting. Street photography has allowed me to be imaginative and creative in so many ways. I've really enjoyed using the Xiaomi 14 series and see these devices as excellent companions to my Leica Ms, providing great image quality and the versatility to let ideas be captured however I envisage them. For me, Xiaomi is the phone to have if you're a professional photographer.
Xiaomi.
Now, just like the Xiaomi 14, the 14 Ultra is something that we really wanted to improve in terms of videography. The 14 Ultra ensures that this, again, is a tool not just for enthusiasts, but in fact for professionals to really go about their workflow. This comes with a master cinema mode that ensures that you have all the tools at your disposal for that granular control, as well as movie mode to tell your stories and make them come to life. We have a director mode which allows you to wirelessly connect multiple devices and view them on a separate device and capture all of these remotely, thus allowing you to focus on the story that you tell. Last year, we announced Xiaomi Studios initiative in India, and we also did our first shot on Xiaomi 13 Pro film, which was to showcase the true potential of smartphones as a tool to tell your stories. We're continuing that this year as well, but we're also introducing a new IP in the form of Xiaomi Masterclass. This is an exciting IP that we're bringing for the first time to India, and more details about this will be shared very, very soon. So that is the 14 Ultra. The Xiaomi 14 Ultra is the absolute pinnacle when it comes to smartphone imaging, and I would say imaging overall as well. I'd like to hand it back over to Anuj to take you through the rest of the amazing product.
Thanks, Sandeep. So today we've basically spoken about the best and the second best cameras that you can get on a smartphone ever. But let me go beyond this, right? When we are looking at imaging, we decided, why just stop at that output? Why don't we take that entire thought process and build it into the aesthetics as well? So on the 14 Ultra, what you have is the circular lens, which actually is inspired from professional cameras. And it looks absolutely fantastic, as you've already seen. But along with this, what we've also done is use materials which also remind you of a professional camera. So it gives you that feel as well, not just the output. But what we've also done beyond just taking that aspect is enhanced the entire camera ring with the design element that you just saw on the Xiaomi 14. The Claudie Paris also comes in here, which really enhances this entire feel and, of course, the aesthetics of it. So a professional camera lens and a camera-like body all into a single device. And of course, it comes in my favorite color, black. But then there are a few of you guys, I'm sure there are a few who are into this photography, but would also want to really push this entire aesthetics forward. So we are also bringing the 14 Ultra in white. So you've got these two colors. They are absolutely gorgeous. The professional camera setup with a professional look. But let's also go a bit more inside this. How's it built? Because build quality is super important to Xiaomi. The 14 Ultra features our first ever Xiaomi Ultra structure. The entire frame, not just the side, but even internals, are made from an extra high strength aluminum frame. It comes from a single block, which is 38% stronger than our previous generation. And if you're worried about the texture, you don't have to worry about that either, because this features a nanotech vegan leather, which is 6 times more resistant than our previous generation. So it's built really, really well, because we know you will take this camera everywhere that you go. What about the front? Even the display, we are featuring our most durable display material ever with the all-new Xiaomi Shield glass. Now this is 10 times more drop resistant versus everything else that we've done. So a solid display and the back. But what about the display as well? The display quality. It has to be an ultra display. And when I'm talking about ultra display, yes, of course it's got the chops. Of course it's got the specs, but it's got something that nobody else has, which is the fact that it curves on the sides, curves at the bottom, also curves at the top, making it the first quad curve display from our side. Now, this is an interesting play because there are certain advantages that you have with a flat display, right? But there are certain disadvantages as well, especially when it comes to usability. And then there are certain advantages that you have on a curved display, which you do not get on the flat display. But the curved display also comes with certain drawbacks. With our quad curved display, you get the best of both worlds, so you don't really have to compromise anymore. You don't have to think, is a flat display perfect for me or a curved display perfect for me? We have the answer. You need to get the 14 Ultra. So that is the Xiaomi 14 Ultra in a nutshell, the best camera phone that you've ever seen. You've got 6 focal lengths. You've got a stepless variable aperture. We saw what it can do. You've got, of course, the all-new Samilux optical lenses, 4 stabilized cameras, all-new Leica 900 1-inch sensor that gives you amazing output. You've got a master portrait mode as well. Not to forget, it's built really, really well. It comes with a new high-strength aluminum frame built out of a single block. Of course, you've got the brand new Xiaomi Shield glass. And from a quad curve display, while we didn't talk about it, yes, of course, it supports Dolby Atmos, Dolby Vision, and it has Dolby Atmos to go with it. It's a 2K display and the latest LTPO. It, of course, has to be powered by the one and only Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. And from a battery perspective, you also don't need to worry. So that is the Xiaomi 14 Ultra in a nutshell. If you guys want to take photographs, you can. And with that, I'll move back into the Xiaomi 14 series and call upon Murli.
Thank you. Wow. Kai, Anuj, Sandeep, Gautam, thank you. If at all there was a theme of 14 reasons to be surprised, I think we've given you enough this evening. But on another note, when I keep speaking about Xiaomi's thrust on premiumization, we kept saying, look, it's not just about that flagship product. For us, the end-to-end experience, the total experience truly matters because we know that makes a difference to the consumers. And one aspect of a product experience is, look, what happens if something goes wrong? Of course, we do everything possible to ensure that the device that gets into your hands has the best possible quality. Hey, but then life happens. And there could be situations when, you know what, you have an issue and you need to get that resolved. And we wanted to make sure Users of the Xiaomi 14 series, for users of the Xiaomi 14 series, we go that extra mile, in fact, more than a mile, to ensure that your ownership and usage experience of the Xiaomi 14 series is smooth and hassle-free. And for that, we are introducing the Xiaomi Priority Club. Now, the Xiaomi Priority Club is a cohort of users that has very, very special privileges. Of course, all users of Xiaomi 14 and 14 series will be invited to join this club, and we'll also extend this invitation to other recent users of Xiaomi flagship series as well as our flagship televisions. But more importantly, like I told you, look, there could be occasions when things don't go as per plan and there's an issue with your device. And trust me, we will go that extra mile to ensure that you face the least possible friction there. Number one, we'll ensure that we pick up and drop the device back to you after fixing it. Number one. Number two, we'll ensure that if a repair is required, we turn this around in 2 hours or lesser, or we'll give you a standby device for you to use till that phone is repaired, because we know, we understand how important a smartphone is for you on a day-to-day basis. Number three, quite often it happens, we are busy with life and perhaps we forget to update the software. Once in a while, you get your car checked every 6 months or so. We'll also offer a free half-yearly phone checkup, cleaning, as well as applying any software updates or security patches on your phone. In case you forget to do it, we'll take care of that for you. And last but not the least, we'll ensure that you get priority customer support. No more running through IVR mazes, no more trying to deal with an AI chatbot. You have a problem, you call a number, you land on a human customer support agent who is trained to empathize with your problem, to understand your problem, and do everything possible in their control to give you a solution in the shortest possible time. And that is the Xiaomi Priority Club. Thank you. But it's the Xiaomi 14 series. Let's kind of raise the stakes a little bit higher. And we have a few surprises in store for the Xiaomi 14 series. Number one, for the Xiaomi 14 series, within the first 6 months of purchase, if in the unfortunate situation your phone were to drop and your screen were to crack, you get a free screen replacement in the first 6 months of purchase. Number one. Number two, again, in the unfortunate situation, something were to go wrong with your phone, something were to go wrong with your phone, something goes wrong with your motherboard, it falls into water and issues occur, we will ensure that even if it's out of warranty in the first 12 months, we will waive off all labor and service charges for an out of warranty repair in the first 12 months, and we will also ensure that there is a dedicated relationship manager who will be in touch with you, who understands your issue and handholds you end to end till your problem is resolved. No more calling a customer care number and lining up on a new agent every time. A dedicated relationship manager for Xiaomi 14 series users. I hope you appreciate that. Moving on, we understand that in today's world, we live in a world where we consume a lot of content, especially YouTube. So for Xiaomi 14 series users, we are bundling 3 months of YouTube Premium for all new users of YouTube Premium. Moving on to pricing, the Xiaomi 14 Ultra is available in one variant, 16 GB, 512 GB, and it would be available for a retail price of 99,999. And it comes with a bank offer from ICICI Bank of rupees 5,000, and it's not all, and an additional exchange bonus when you trade in select devices. And the sale starts on the 12th of April on me.com and Xiaomi home outlets. 12th of April at 12 noon. 12th of April is a little bit far away, and I know there are quite a few people in this room, folks watching the live stream and beyond, who want to be that first to lay their hands on this device. And for you, we have something special. We have the Xiaomi 14 Ultra Reserve Edition. Now, what's in this Reserve Edition? The Reserve Edition is a special package that we have put together that consists of course, the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. Thank you. It's got a limited edition case, and it's also got a 67mm filter adapter on which you can attach other camera filters and have all your photography fun. And there are many more surprises that we have bundled, but you'll have to stay tuned towards it. Now, to get access to the Xiaomi 14 Ultra Reserve Edition, we are opening this up for reservation for just rupees 9,999, starting 12 noon on the 11th of March. And for all those who pre-book the Xiaomi 14 Ultra Reserve Edition, will get their hands on the Xiaomi 14 Ultra on the 8th of April 2024, 3 days before pretty much anybody else, and that is the Xiaomi 14 Ultra Reserve Edition. Now moving on, the Xiaomi 14 comes in one variant, the 12GB, 512GB variant, which retails for a price of 69,999. And it also has the 5,000 rupee bank offer from ICICI Bank and that 5,000 exchange bonus, which brings the net effective price to 59,999. Goes on sale starting the 11th of March 2024, available on Mi Home, all Xiaomi retail outlets, Amazon, as well as Flipkart, starting the 11th of March, 12 noon. The Xiaomi 14 also has a 24-month no-cost EMI, which brings down the monthly cost to 2,916 rupees a month. Now, thank you. Thank you for being with us this afternoon. It has been our privilege to reveal perhaps two of the best camera phones in this entire industry. And before we sign off, I'd like to invite a couple of our guests from the Dream Team. I'd like to invite Kai Platke, Head of Mobile Strategy from Leica, and Savi Soin, President of Xiaomi India, to join me on stage. Thank you. Thank you. Did I say Xiaomi India? Oh, I'm sorry. Savi Soin from Qualcomm India. Oh, boy. My bad.
Thank you.
I want the white one.
We'll swap. There you go.
That's it. I've tried you.
The other way. Thank you. Thank you, Savi. Thank you, Kai. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for being with us this evening. We, of course, have an experience.